Welcome to the Power of Advice series brought to you by Zurich Life Insurance in the Middle East. We're collaborating with industry leaders to educate our audience about the need and the power of financial advice so you can take optimistic action and secure your financial future.
Welcome to another episode of The Power of Advice brought to you by Zurich, Middle East. My name is Rayner Britto and I head the retail business for Zurich in the Middle East. Today we have a very special guest with us. He is the founder and CEO of the largest digital platform for insurance in the UAE. Please welcome Avinash Babur. Hi, Avinash.
Hello, Rayner. Welcome. Welcome to the InsuranceMarket.ae HQ. Pleased to have you here and looking forward to chatting with you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting us at your office. And I'm sure it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation.
Yes. Based on the chats we've had before this, I'm sure it will be.
So before we start, we generally do something quite interesting with our guests. And I'm not sure if you've seen this in some of our previous podcasts, but we do something which is a rapid fire question, which is a set of 10 questions and you need to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Okay, I'll try.
Let's go for it. Question number 1. What's the first thing that you think of when you wake up in the morning?
Check WhatsApp.
Check WhatsApp. Okay. For me, it's LinkedIn. If you had to describe the insurance market in general, overall today, in one word, what would that be?
Thriving.
Thriving. Okay. Favorite social media platform?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Great. Personality that you would love to sell a Zurich life insurance policy to?
Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, because he's a key man.
Excellent. So we can look forward to an application coming soon then. One skill that you wish you had mastered?
Singing.
Actually, that takes me back to my younger days. That's something I wanted to do growing up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, never pursued it. What's the wildest request that you've had, either in terms of life coverage or in terms of claim?
If someone murders me, am I covered?
Wow. Okay. That's an
Don't ask
interesting
who it was. And it was a serious question.
Seriously? Wow. What's one food, no matter where you travel in the world, that you just cannot live without?
Scrambled eggs.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Anytime?
Either. Any works.
What is an insurance rider that you believe every single individual must have?
Cyber cover.
Cyber cover. That's something that we are doing in Zurich, by the way, now.
Nice. Yeah, we're working on it too. We should talk.
We should, yeah. What do you prefer, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. How many cups a day?
I'm trying to cut it down. At the moment, it's probably around 4 or 5 espressos.
Okay, which is still fine.
Not too bad.
If you had to describe what the UAE means to you in one word, what would it be?
Future.
For me, it's home.
Nice.
You were born and brought up here as well,
yes,
right? Yeah. Okay. So even I've been here most of my life, if not all.
Great.
So yeah, it's home.
Home, for sure.
Excellent. So let's get into the next part of it, right? So the team and I were doing a bit of research for this podcast, and something quite interesting came out while we were doing that research. And we got to know that in your earlier days, you went about learning film, television, and also some screenwriting, if I'm not mistaken. So my question is probably twofold. One, how did that then translate to you getting into the insurance industry? And what did you learn from that experience that you probably utilize in your current business?
I think there's a lot that I learned from that. I was very passionate about it. But if I think about it at the core, what I was passionate about, and that was the outlet, but what I really was passionate about was, telling good stories that inspire people, bringing people together, making a difference. And, thankfully with what we did within the insurance industry, we could do that. And so I found it so creatively fulfilling that even though I promised myself I'm going to go and become a filmmaker, it's something that I put aside because it was achieving all of those deep aspirations that I had. And so why insurance? The story goes that I used to sit at the dinner table even as an 8 or 9-year-old with my dad, and we used to talk business. So it just felt something that I understood quite deeply and came so naturally to me. And when I graduated, Dad had said, I've done enough of this. I want to exit. I want to do other things in life. You take it and do what you want with it. It didn't pan out that way in the end, because when I joined, he gave me a very different experience. He didn't make it easy for me at all. But, coming into insurance, it just felt like something that I was very familiar with. Thanks to my dad, he spent a lot of time with me growing up talking about it. And then I could channel all of these creative energies that I had due to filmmaking into the insurance industry, which is kind of strange, but somehow managed to pull that off, and it worked.
And that's how InsuranceMarket.ae came into being.
I think so, yes.
It's the largest brand around right now when it comes to insurance. So I'm pretty sure all of that got channeled, all of that energy got channeled into building the brand.
Yeah, and it still feels like just the beginning, and that's the beauty of, having that what's my next movie mindset. There's always a next project, there's
What's the next
big
episode?
thing. There's always, something that you want to do bigger and better next. So watch this space.
Excellent. Now, I want to delve a bit more in your business model, right? So InsuranceMarket.ae is a digital first platform. And a lot of what you guys do is online. But when it comes to the power of financial advice while selling a long-term life insurance policy, what's your view on the right balance between online versus face-to-face?
Yeah, I think something like a long-term life insurance policy cannot be sold online, should not be sold online, unless the person buying it is extremely sophisticated and they know exactly what they want, which in 99% of the cases is not the case. So for us, we've always looked at it as a spectrum. We were born out of the platform which could cater to every single insurance requirement. I remember when I joined, in the morning we're talking about insuring, livestock, and in the evening we're doing key man insurance for a major CEO, right? And then we're insuring a Bugatti. It's all kinds of things. So we built the business based on being that one point of contact and that one place that a customer can go for whatever they need in terms of insurance. Now, some could move online relatively easily, and some are still extremely offline. And we're okay with that, because we're not here to promote tech for the sake of tech. We're here to promote the values of insurance and the value of insurance.
Correct. Yeah.
And to deliver that in the most seamless way possible, and to provide the best possible customer experience. If that means that it's going to always be completely offline and requires 10 meetings, so be it. We're happy to do that.
Or probably a hybrid version as well, right?
Exactly. And there's a spectrum, so there's many in between.
Excellent. How do you see the future of life insurance evolving in the UAE, especially in relation to the financial advisory service?
Well, we've seen it. I think the regulatory developments that have come in, we used to always say that, Dubai, the UAE is a very transient population. That is changing, with golden visas. I mean, people are looking at the UAE as their home, their permanent home. I mean, we were a rare lot, right? Maybe 10, 15 years ago that looked at Dubai as home. I think that ratio has gone up exponentially and continues to go up, which means that, people will think more and more about getting their life insurance here as opposed to from their home countries. So I'm very bullish on that. And I think the environment from an advisory perspective is a lot more sustainable, a lot more healthy for the distribution of insurance. We're very keen on investing in this space very, very heavily. I think it's a big area of growth for us.
Excellent. That's good to hear. The next one is quite unique to your business, I would say. So you cater across multiple lines of business. You guys do motor, home, travel, the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, you guys have over 200,000 plus policyholders right now across all of these various lines. With that brings a lot of data, a lot of customer data that you all have access to. A lot of customer behaviors, demographics, all of those details. How do you use that to give the end customer a better outcome based on all of the information that you have?
So this is a great question. And I think we can do more in this area. We've actually invested in a new analytics function under the leadership of a new chief analytics officer.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of opportunity there. Certainly with AI coming in, we can actually be more human in how we build relationships with our
Correct,
customers.
yeah.
But, some things that we've done is, we've brought in a relationship management proposition for our high net worth customers that we call the private client practice. So we work through our data and we look through customers that have more than one policy with us who are in that high net worth category. And then we give them a relationship manager and we invest the time to understand them better and build that relationship so that we can give them better solutions. So it's a work in progress. I think there's much more that can be done there, but it's something that we've always leveraged to make sure. And ultimately, it's all about customer retention. So if customers are getting a good experience, if they have more than one policy with you, they're extremely likely to continue renewing with you. So that has always been a focus area for us.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to if they've bought a policy with you, they already know the brand. If they know the brand and you've done a good job on the first policy, it's much easier to go down to the second policy and much more, right?
That's right.
And I think even on the HNI segment, I think we've all read the stats in terms of the number of millionaires that are actually moving, millionaires and multi-millionaires that are actually making UAE home. And creating a niche segment to take care of that within your business is, I guess.
Yeah, it's been one of our fastest growing areas actually in the business.
Excellent. And using that data, if I were to ask you in terms of what would a typical UAE customer look like for you?
That typical UAE customer would be one of 200 nationalities. They might be between the age of 21 and 89, so it's broad. We're so diverse.
Spectrum, yeah.
We're extremely diverse here. And that's what makes it interesting. And, building what we call a mass market brand where you have so much diversity has certainly been a challenge and an opportunity for us as we see it.
Okay. That's I guess that's a fair response considering the wonderful country we live in. Yeah. So this is something that we see a lot, right? So you have motor, you have medical insurance. These two are mandatory. When it comes to things like life insurance, business, or home, it's not. You will always see a rush of people going and buying home insurance as an example when they see a building has caught fire a few days or a few weeks back. The same applies for life insurance. When we had the pandemic as an example, we saw a rush of people looking at buying life insurance. Considering these are not mandatory, what's your view when it comes to people looking at this and what they should look at in terms of when they're looking at insurance as a whole? How important is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir when I say that of course it's important, right? It's extremely disheartening to see people lose everything that they have due to a fire or, attending Zurich's own fantastic events where you hear about people that have actually gone through claims where someone important in their family or business have passed away, and how the lifeline given by Zurich was so mission critical for that organization or that family to continue, maintaining their lifestyle or their business. It's by the way, those events are phenomenal.
Thank you so much,
and so heartwarming and so touching. I mean, and I guess the direction I'm going in with this is that that's what we need to do as an industry. So as far as people are concerned, they will respond to the right stories, to understand something. Nobody wants to, in my view, though some people say life insurance is a push product. I don't know about that, but I think it's the stories that touch your heart and make you understand the importance of something is what will drive that initiative. Now, the onus therefore comes on us as an industry to put those stories out there, to drive awareness. And, I believe we're doing our part in our own small way to really bring attention to the fact that, when we advertise InsuranceMarket.ae, we always say for your car, health, home, life, travels, or business.
Correct.
Just to let people know that there is more to insurance than just the
motor
home
and
the car and health. And you're right in saying that mandatory products are the core of the market here. I would say probably upwards of 80% of gross written premiums. And I would add to that I would actually say 95% of people buy insurance because they're told they have to.
Yes.
It might be due to a statutory requirement, or it might be because the principal to a contract is asking them to do it. And so in order to get that contract, they've got to buy insurance. So I would say literally 95%. There's only that 5% that are voluntarily buying. And that will change. And, when your penetration is so low single digits. I looked at a stat that it's around 3% of GDP.
The overall insurance
it can only go up. Correct. It can only go up from there, right?
So life insurance is in decimal points, right? If you
correct.
look at it.
Yeah. Where it is probably a double-digit percentage of GDP in other markets.
Yes.
So, but that just tells you the sheer opportunity that we have here. And like what we discussed, going back to, people staying here longer, looking at Dubai as their home. The penetration of this should increase exponentially. And then with the GDP also growing exponentially, you can just imagine what a double whammy it is for the life insurance industry as an opportunity.
And I think you picked it up in terms of there's a lot that needs to be done probably from our side as an industry when it comes to educating the end customer on the need as well, right? So as you're aware, this is something at Zurich we started many, many years back by publishing our claims reports.
Yes.
Right. So the last one we published now, so $241 million of claims is what we had paid in terms of life cover. Now, and I think going back to what you said about the testimonials as well, right, of customers. Yes. These are customers who are willingly ready to come and speak about their experience, right, actual customers. And that says a lot. And I think doing more of that as Zurich, as InsuranceMarket.ae, or as an industry is what is required.
I also think it's like a moral obligation.
You're right.
Like it's one thing to do it for business, but to see that happen, like rarely do you go into an insurance company event and shed a tear. You see a room full of people that have, a lump in their throat and really being appreciative and thankful for being in this industry because of the impact they're creating. So it's a reminder to everyone in the insurance industry that, guys, we serve a great purpose. We're there for people when they need us the most. And that's extremely powerful. And we should definitely do more of these. And with the kind of access you have, on claims and, stories, I think it's a moral obligation as I see it to put these out there.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. Next, I'm sure over your years, being in this business, setting up InsuranceMarket.ae, taking it to where it is today, you would have seen many ups and downs along the whole journey, right? What has helped you as a person to continue to persevere and continue to grow in spite of everything that would have probably happened? And this is for you individually.
Yeah, I embody the values of the company. And, I'll just quickly tell you what they are. It's called MAGIC is the acronym, and it stands for marathon running. So having that long-term mindset. A stands for abundance mindset. So knowing that the sky is the limit and you can have whatever you want. Then it's the growth mindset, that growth is critical. Progress is critical for many reasons, and I can delve into that. Integrity, so do it well,
Absolutely.
do it properly,
Absolutely.
Play by the rules. And the last is culture of performance, that we're not a family, we're a sports team, and every single person on this team has to perform at their A game for us to continue making the progress that we're making. And I embody all of these personally. And so because of that, it comes naturally to us that, through the ups and downs and the various challenges that, one faces in building a business, any business for that matter, if you have the right core and you have the right values, you can kind of keep going, and one day you look back and be surprised at what you've built.
So you have the magic.
That's our magic sauce.
No, but I think that's quite interesting. I think the passion with which you just said it speaks for itself, right? In terms of how you embody it and how you believe it. And 100%. I'm sure that's probably true for every single employee within InsuranceMarket.ae.
Absolutely.
I've got a last one for you now. And I'm sure you don't need to think too much about it, but what's the future for you and for InsuranceMarket.ae?
for us, we are builders and we want to continue building. And building a generational thing is what we're doing. And I think over the past 15 years, we've learned so many things as a business. We feel like we can leverage that in so many ways. So whether it's in terms of new territories, whether it's in terms of new business lines, we have a very exciting corporate development strategy that we're executing on. And when it comes to insurance as well, I think, we're just 1% of what we can do and what we need to do as a business. So continue to develop very good products and experiences and talent, I think, it feels like I'm just getting started and this is just the beginning.
So the globe is your playground.
We'll see. No set plan there, but lots of exciting things in the pipeline.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Avinash. It's been an absolute pleasure getting some insights from you, and looking forward to seeing much more from InsuranceMarket.ae. Thank you.
Thank you, Rayner, and happy to be partnered with Zurich for over 3 decades now. We just turned 30 as a company. So,
congratulations,
yes,
by the way.
Thank you. So we've been partnered with Zurich right from the beginning. Trailblazers in the life insurance space in the Middle East, and looking forward to continuing this great partnership that we enjoy with a great company like Zurich.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rayner.
Thank you.